Welcome to West Coast Wednesday here on Prospectors Radio with Kathleen Biffle, Rich Cooley.Scott, Swiftwater Toney, Indiana Gold Hunter, Dennis Dayton, and your host, Tim Grimes. We hope you enjoy the show, and thanks again for listening.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another West Coast Wednesday right here on Prospector Radio. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's been doing good so far. Joining me
Peachy.
What's that? Peachy.
Peachy.
Yeah, you didn't even give us a chance to answer you.
I know.
That's why I said Peachy.
How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, never mind. Good job.
Peachy. Well, Rich said Peachy, and I was like, oh, game on. Let's just roll. Well, you guys know. All right, it should just back up, start all over, completely from the beginning. But we got Kathleen and Shad Biffles here. Rich Cooley and Scott Swiftwater Toney's here tonight. Man, there we go, Shad. I got it.
There you go.
Got it.
We
Now,
made
how you guys doing? Goodness.
We've been busy, but we are finished with that project moving mom, the hoarder.
You get the key. You get the keys turned in and everything.
Yep,
All
all turned in and all done with that chapter.
Yep.
Now to the new one of dealing with her in her new place.
Oh, you're only 45 minutes away, so there you go.
There you go.
A little bit closer.
No, it is a big weight off of our shoulders, but you know,
Sure.
it was a lot of work.
Now, is she renting the place that she's in now?
Well, we bought her it's like a 55 and older community, you know.
It's a mobile home.
We bought her the mobile home, but you pay lot rent on it,
Right.
but it's pretty cheap lot rent.
So we had to fix up the mobile home.
because we got it for next to nothing, so we
Right,
put
so
a little
you
work.
still
in
got to
it.
work on stuff, though.
Oh, it's all done. We finished
done.
it. We got it all ready before.
Yeah, it looked nice.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
That didn't look like a mobile home, I'll tell you. It looked nice.
It's amazing what some paint will do.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Get some linoleum.
Yeah.
Paint is amazing.
So you got it for cheap and you sold it high.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, it's good.
Like the
Glad
stock
she's
market.
happy though. That's the main thing. She's happy. With
it's a
herself.
lot nicer for her to move around in.
More
Sure.
space.
Oh, I
More
bet.
stuff for her to collect more junk.
Yeah, we're afraid about that.
Hey, what do you do, right?
But no, we're happy, so we're done with that, and we can hopefully pretty soon turn our focus back to, you know,
Right.
gold stuff.
Right. Yes. Your things you've got to do. Understand that. You know, definitely. Mercy. Well, but it feels good to have it done. I'm sure.
Yes.
You know. Just
And we're going to take, February off to rest.
Mhm.
And March, we're going to try to get to Arizona. And like we were talking pregame, it's spring training. So it is difficult and tricky to find.
Cheap hotels
now,
in Phoenix.
Does the GPAA have rooms like booked like they did in Vegas to where you can get better rates?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that. I think that was just because it was in that hotel casino.
Oh, okay.
They got that deal.
Okay.
Because this one is at the Arizona State Fairgrounds in downtown Phoenix. You know, and unless you can camp somewhere other than that, you're at the mercy. But I had no clue. I was shocked when I looked it up because when we did the search for, a hotel, like a Days Inn motel is like over $200 a night.
Jesus.
So unless you want to stay out way in the outskirts far and drive quite a ways in or go up into north towards Prescott,
Right.
it's a little pricey, and it's because of all the Major League Baseball teams are in Phoenix for all the spring training camps.
Sure. Yeah.
So a lot of people go watch them scrimmage each other and practice, and they just up the price. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the Gold Show too. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a little crazy. You know, that's ridiculous. They're charging top shelf prices for that.
So if you are planning to go to the Phoenix Gold Show and it's out of town, you start looking, maybe get creative, like Airbnb or campgrounds rather than the regular
or
hotel
Scott's camper.
Yeah, Scott said The first 10 people who sign up can stay with him in his camper in Manning.
Hey,
oh, nice.
No. You know what it is? I told you guys I'm gonna get you guys a cabin and get you a price. If you don't like it, then we can.
We'll take it.
We're talking about the listeners. Who else is coming out?
Yeah, I'm just saying. But there's Jack's got like 4 or 5 cabins or 4.
Look at that.
Right. But they might already be booked for that time if it's that crazy around there.
They could be.
You know? Right, just because they're
That's
empty
why you
now.
got to say, order now.
So, yeah, you need to find out on that, Scott, quickly. You need to strike fast, you know? Man, that's just nuts. Spring training, yeah, I'd definitely do it. You know? Hopefully you guys get in somewhere reasonable. Not have to pay that kind of prices. That's nuts.
Yeah,
we'll get them in there.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a trip for us to like take care of some business.
Right,
so
right.
We're not looking for a resort.
Yeah, right. Man, that's just crazy. I'm telling you, that's too much. You know, it's a shame it wasn't.
Dennis had any luck.
I know, wasn't he saying he was planning on going?
Oh,
right?
he did. I thought he said something about it.
I haven't heard from him since he said that, so I'm curious.
We'll have to ask him.
How many are you guys coming to Phoenix Gold Show? Like all of you, really?
I am.
Well, Shad and Kathleen were kind of a pair. So
maybe Dennis. I don't know. You know, Dennis might be. We'll have to find out.
Well, it's because you know what? If everybody's there like that, it's going to suck. We don't have a radio show from there. It's it's not right.
Oh.
Well, it's all about there meeting and supporting the show in person.
Right.
We could call in or something. Wait.
Right.
We're on Sunday.
Right. You guys will be there still. People know they're there. You know, it's all good. It's all good.
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna have Shad or Kathleen. Somebody's gonna be holding the phone, and then either Shad or Kathleen's gonna be walking. We're gonna start doing Facebook Lives and just buffaloing people and doing interviews.
Why don't you just do a Facebook Live with Manny before you worry about Shad and Kathleen?
It's not going to be there.
You want us to babysit Manny while you're speaking?
Yeah, Manny's not gonna be there.
Oh, come on.
He can write us.
He took Kathleen's advice, and he's got to go work the mines while I'm doing the show. So.
Well.
Someone's got to do the mining, right?
Exactly.
Well, we want to see him mine. And speaking of Manny.
Oh, trust me. You'll see him.
Now, Scott, you got somebody calling in here in a couple minutes, don't you?
Yes, I do. Actually, it's a guy out of Prescott, Arizona. And he is running for I want to say this right, Legislative District 1. And what he is he's kind of really, what he was talking to me about, he's kind of for the miners. And I kind of want everybody, out here, it's West Coast Wednesday. And so this actually involves us. So I think this would be actually interesting to put on here. And he's really against, like, the state grounds that we have evidently around Prescott and a lot of other places, and that you can't go on. And if you wanted to get a permit, it's going to be about $1,000.
Oh, okay.
It probably will be $1,000.
Right.
But just to go out there, and prospect, and he does not think he doesn't like that. Without prospectors, you can't find anything. So he's kind of like I said, for the prospectors, he had a good thing. He was talking to me about it and stuff like that. And I thought it was very interesting. And you know what? I know he's, like I said, he's running for office. That's cool. But he's really, like I said, he's got a bigger thing in picture. He just doesn't think it's right that miners have to go through that much hoops to do anything on state ground.
Well, it'll be a good conversation and to hear from somebody. So that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It will be.
I mean, he's the guy. He's on the front lines, and that's why I'm like, oh, you're running for office. Okay, if you're running, I'm like, hey, how about this? And I mentioned to him that I do a radio show, and it's on iHeart and Spreaker and all the other listening devices that we have. I'm like, he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I'm pretty cool to have you on West Coast Wednesdays to talk about what you're doing out here in Arizona. And he was actually, he sounds like he's for the miners. He wants people to get out there and do their thing and make the discoveries, because if you don't discover it, it's just going to sit there.
Right. Well, so that's cool. That could be pretty neat. And what's this fella's name that's calling in, Scott? That way the listeners know.
It's funny because I know I mispronounced it twice, but it's it's Ed Coca-Cola.
Ed?
Now, Coca-Cola is his last name.
Coca-Cola? I thought you said Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Ed Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Yep, Coca-Cola.
Kathleen laughing.
I'm sure he'll clear this up for us.
Coca-Cola. Chola. Because I had Coca-Cola, so Coca-Cola is better.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Right, he'll clear it up. I just mean when I answer the phone,
Look, all I'm saying, Coca-Cola. Yeah, Cocciola. Coca-Cola.
Well, while we wait on him to call, he's going to call soon, right?
In about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Why don't I do gold prices real quick then?
Oh.
If not, we'll listen to Scott try to sound out that guy's name for 4 minutes.
You know what?
Go for it.
I'm not even
do it, Shad.
That's okay.
Well, gold is up, so it's up $9 at $1,578. Looking good there. It did break up above 1,600 recently, but I think it'll go back up again some more. Silver, that's up 11 cents, but it's $17.59. Now, platinum, that one, as we know, broke the $1,000 mark, but it's fallen $10. It's at $979. However, palladium is up $20 at $2,266. Now, rhodium, that stayed flat at $9,985.
Oh, still way up there. Mercy. It is up there. Dang. Well, it's silver. It'll come back up. It's gonna do something.
Yeah,
it will. It's
TV commercials said silver. This is the year for silver.
I know. See that they've hooked me into that belief. So it's like, okay, still waiting. It's gonna hit 2,000.
See, I think that's why you love silver so much. You probably were watching TV and would always fall asleep, and that commercial would come on.
Yep, and
that's why you have this affinity now for silver.
I think so. I think it's planted this seed in my brain while I was sleeping. Yep,
exactly.
Subliminal message. I hoard every silver coin I find, and it's like, ooh, it's silver.
Well, who doesn't hoard a silver coin?
Well, like nickels or quarters or dimes. They just keep them all. It's like, why?
Well, we got a minute or so. I'll do birthdays really fast.
Done. Okay, go for it.
All right. January 29th, we have Ann Dunman, Art Cortez, Billy Kent, Christiane, Cindy Nance, Darryl Keller, David Flint, Josh, Curtis A. Bump, Mandolin Watkins, Philip G. Jordan, Randall 613, River Runner, Shannon Beach, Terry, and Tom Brown. And tomorrow I can only see a few, but Daniel Myers, Gold Panner Grubb, Hesmar, and Jay Bardo.
Oh, cool. So you're going to highlight one. Do Curtis Bump. That's our buddy. Yeah, that's our buddy.
Curtis Bump. All right, I'll click on him now. Well, he's from Urbana, Ohio.
Yep.
So fellow Buckeye.
Yep.
He mostly sluice, belongs to the GPAA. He found the site through a friend.
Uh-huh.
who the friend may be.
No clue.
Just a friend. So there's a mystery there.
Yeah.
That we'll have to solve. Now, he has been a member of Gold Prospector Space for quite a few years, since March 2nd, 2011.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
Pretty good. Long time.
But definitely happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday, everybody. Yeah, very cool, Shad. Man, you
Happy
flew
birthday.
through them tonight.
Well, I know. I was on a time crunch.
Nah,
you
you're
know?
fine. I think you're fine. You know how...
Again, I didn't want to listen to Scott try to pronounce a word for 4 minutes, so I figured we could be productive.
Yeah, true. Scott, sound it out.
That's really not funny.
Go, R.
So now we wait.
Now,
I told you.
Now we'll sit with awkward silence.
Well, I found a new essential oil company.
Oh, wait a minute. That's breaking news.
Oh, Lord.
You found a new company, Kathleen?
Yes, and they're out in Arizona.
Essential oils?
She said essential oils. Yes, she did. Kathleen?
So I'm all excited about that.
Are you going to go visit it while you're in Arizona?
I think so, because they also teach you, they offer courses to become a licensed aromatherapist.
Whoa.
And that's something I'm interested in doing someday.
That is cool. Nice, Kathleen. That's awesome. So, see, this is going to be a good trip for you.
Aromatherapist?
That's what she
I
said.
did not agree to that, so we're not doing that.
I'm going to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
That's what she said, Scott.
Aroma
Study and
therapist.
Get certified. And
There's a call. Okay. We'll come back to this subject, Kathleen.
Okay.
All right. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Ed Cochiola calling you.
Ed Cochiola. Scott, you were off.
Well, I was almost close.
You were close. He had us. It was.
Doggone it, boys. I got a bad number there. Well, they've been having all kinds of issues up here with these telephones. You guys know all about that, though, I figure.
Oh, no.
So how you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing just fine.
All
I'm
right.
sitting over here having a cup of coffee with a good friend, enjoying the evening.
Okay. Now, Scott told us a little bit of what's going on, and maybe you could clarify it and bring us up to speed. See, Scott's in Arizona. We're all scattered out, but our listeners are all over. So, to me, I know nothing about what's happening in Arizona, but Scott does. And Kathleen's going to be moving down there, so it's interesting to know these things. So, yeah, if you could bring us up to speed on what you and Scott was talking about, that'd be great.
Well, I'll tell you. The first thing is I'm running for office. I'm running for the Arizona House of Representatives.
Okay.
District 1.
Okay.
Which is Central Arizona, Prescott Valley, Dewey, Humboldt, Springerville, Cortez Junction, Baghdad, Black Canyon City, New River. Mm-hmm. And these areas are areas of interest to you folks, I know, because there's a lot of prospecting you guys like to do around there.
Right.
But one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm a Republican. I hope that doesn't matter. But what it is I'm for you guys all the way, and I want to tell you, I want to go on record and just tell you right now, if it wasn't for you guys, you're not going to have a mine if you don't have a prospector.
Right.
And you prospectors and the farmers and the ranchers are the backbone of Arizona. You built this state. You built the country. You folks you've done one heck of a job, I'm going to tell you.
That's cool.
We fought a war on 2 fronts, Atlantic and Pacific, and we won. But at the same time, while we were fighting that war, we were feeding the world, and we were on the winning side.
Right.
Because, again, the miners, the ranchers, and the farmers.
Sure.
That's simple. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
You're Americans, and that's what counts with me.
There you go.
You got it.
One of the things I'm having issues with, though, is these restrictions. I'm not about restrictions. I figure that state, of this state alone, Arizona, belongs to the people of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at it is like this. It's a beautiful state. I love it. And, we've got some hard-working folks here. who care about Arizona. And I care for those folks, and I care for their kids and their families.
Right.
But you guys, in my book, you're not doing any harm. In my book.
Agreed.
I think you guys are doing more good than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I have issues when it comes to these restrictions.
Right.
I can go down the list if you want to hear them, but you ask me some questions, and let me answer some for you. How about that?
Well, I'm going to let Scott ask you, because like I said, Scott's from your area. He knows these restrictions. I have no clue what happens in Arizona. So, Scott, go ahead, buddy.
Well, there's some things we get, like state land. He was talking to me about earlier, and that's the one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, because state land's kind of a funny thing. It costs you a lot more to do state land than it does BLM land, but it is still the same land. So I was just curious, because he was wanting to do something for the miners.
What I'd like to see, what I would really like to see. Now, let me make a few things clear. You guys get out there, you spend money, you buy gasoline, you buy clothes, you buy food, you buy tools, you spend money. That money generates revenue for the state. It generates taxes. Now, somebody explained this to me. If you can get a hunting and fishing license, combination license in the great state of Arizona for $56, why does it cost you fellas $1,000 to go on state land and hobby prospect?
Yeah.
I've never seen one of you fellas that come down there to Mayor Market. Well, a lot of you boys are out there prospecting. As a matter of fact, Scott came in there the other day. And I talked to a lot of you fellas out there, and I'm seeing what's going on here. Now, if it's going to cost $1,000 for you to go on state land to do your hobby, and that's your hobby, I don't know if any of you guys are in Fortune 500. I don't see any billionaires. But you see the problem? Here's the problem: is when they look at you fellas, they think you're a big corporation. Did they envision you fellas going out there with D9 bulldozers and tearing up the land and ripping out the trees and all? When the truth is just the opposite.
Sure. Yes.
I go out there with a fellow by the name of Owen Wildman. He's over here in Mayor. And that old boy, I'll tell you what, he cleans up the land when he's done prospecting out there, and his hobby is prospecting, and he takes care of the land. And for the most part, what I'm seeing, you guys do one heck of a good job.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, we always do.
But right, that there's no way I'm going to pay $1,000 to prospect anywhere. It's like I can't afford.
You can get a hunting license for $56.
Right.
A hunting fishing combination. Why can't you get a license to go on state land?
I agree. That makes perfect sense to me, because it's like $1,000. No, that just this can't happen.
Well, let me throw another one out there for you. How about it?
Okay.
What do you say?
All right.
Under the old Obama administration, they went just crazy doing this wilderness area business. Now, the way that's wrote up, you can't go on that land unless you use a horse or you hike. We're talking vast amounts of land.
Right.
A man hiking out there better know where the water is, I'm telling you right now.
Sure.
But how
I don't
about
have a mule.
Now, this is the law. You can't not take a motorized vehicle on wilderness land. Okay. How about the other side of the law? This is what I'm talking about. What if you're handicapped? What if you're disabled?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't go out there. That's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
That's not fair to the people of Arizona.
Right. You're right.
Now, I can't talk for other states because I don't live in other states.
Right.
But I can't talk for you folks, and that's what I care about. I'll tell you what. My ambition is to get these things straightened out. I stand with you people. I do stand with you, and that's if you'll have me, but I do stand up for you, and I do want to make some changes here. And we need these changes.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
No, it's not. I see exactly what you're saying. That thing about with the handicap and stuff, never consider that, but you're absolutely correct. They cannot enjoy that land at all. It's like, that's not right, there's just a lot of things out there that just aren't right. And it's, so that'd be cool if you could get in there and make some of these things right again. That'd be cool.
Exactly.
Well, that is one thing about the state trust land when we've been out there. It's checkered in with BLM land. So you may be out prospecting, think you're on BLM land. You easily could venture on to, state trust land, and if the wrong person sees you, you're in some severe trouble if you don't have their permit.
Right.
Oh, yeah, real severe trouble, real big trouble. And that's another thing. I think our president is taking a good hard look at this as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see some changes made, but I'm looking at all I can do is the state level,
right?
And that's what I'm. They tell me you guys can't even go over to any superstitions anymore. They tell me that you're restricted. I don't know what we're restricting. Arizona is such a beautiful place. We have so much to offer to people of Arizona, and we're not taking advantage of it.
You got a good point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
You're right.
It's see, Scott, like I said, Scott lives down there. Scott, you see a lot of these things, right?
Oh, yeah. We see a lot of this stuff. Like I said, he's up more north than what I go. But I do know the place that he is in, and I know how much ground is that actually up there to cover. And like when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that just looks like mountains. But if you actually tried to walk it, you'd be going, oh my God, it's a 2-day trip. So I mean, they're really big, but they don't look that big.
Mm-hmm. But still, I
know what he's talking about. The state trust land and everything goes, and you go through there. I'm kind of with him, It is the state of Arizona, and we were founded on miners.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, right. Probably miners and ranchers. And so I see somebody in the chat room said that you can't metal detect on public lands there either. So is this true, Scott? Do you know?
Well, there's a few other things too, guys. I mean,
okay.
This business of changing over state land for private land.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anybody saying anything about voting about that. I'd like to see that happen. What the heck? We're changing this doggone thing over, and nobody has a say. So, well, wait a minute. That's our land. That belongs to every citizen in this state.
You're right.
If you're a citizen in this country, if you're a citizen of Arizona, a resident,
right,
you have a right to say what goes on.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm about. I want to know.
Right.
I want to know. And by the way, guys, here's something else. If any of your listeners want to contact me,
mm-hmm.
The number is, and I'll give you the number, 602-900-7984.
Okay. Got it, Ed. Definitely. Yeah.
All right.
I think you definitely got some interesting things that you're going to be trying to make right, and I think that's amazing because it's something that we don't really hear too much about. It seems like in the political world, to where they're going to try to change anything to help the miners and prospectors and stuff like that. So it's I mean, if I was in Arizona, you'd have my vote.
I got a quick question for Ed.
Well, listen, sure.
Are you have any chance or opportunity to go to some of these local shows that are happening in February and March for a lot of the gold community that gets together in Arizona?
Hold on. Shad, you might want to repeat that because he was talking. I know you couldn't hear him. So
No problem. I was just going to say, yeah, sure, I'd love you to vote for me. Yeah, vote Ed Cochiola. Think of Coca-Cola. But no, guys. The main thing, more than anything, is you fellows get out there and vote because it's so critical right now.
Sure.
We need to make some headway here. What's the sad thing about all this, guys? I'm going to tell you. Nobody wants to address these issues. They let it just go, and they just let it go, and they don't really want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about it. I want to know.
Right.
I want your people to. You got a lot of listeners. You got a lot of good folks out there, and I know a lot of folks listen to you. They like you. But I'm going to tell you, I cannot do anything if I get in office if the people don't tell me.
Right.
If the people don't call me.
Right.
I want to do something, and this is for you guys. This is really important to us.
Right.
We don't want our rights to be whittled away 1 inch at a time.
And that's what's been
I
happening.
believe you fellas have every right in the world to get out there and do your hobby prospecting.
I do too.
I don't see why we couldn't get a bill passed. Maybe I'm out of line here, but this is why I want to hear from you people. This is the very reason. Why couldn't we get a bill passed to where we could get you a license? And then you could go on
That's
state
how it
land.
should be.
I'm not talking about a $1,000 license.
No.
That's insane.
I agree.
But I'm talking about maybe a $50 license.
That would be
maybe
fine.
a lifetime license.
That would be fine. I have no problem with that, and I'm sure a lot of others wouldn't either. Now, one of the members in the chat room asked, Ed, do you have a link? Do you have a website, first off, that people can go to? All right.
Well, we've got Ed Cocciola.
How do you spell that? Your last name, bud?
Let me spell that last name for you. Cocciola. First name is Ed. And I'll repeat that last name because it took me till I was 26 to learn how to spell it.
Okay.
COCC. That's Charles Ocean, Charles. HIOLA.
OLA. Got it.
And that's it. Ed Cocciola at gmail.com.
Okay, that's your...
I'm also on Facebook.
Okay. So they can...
Ed for LD1.
Okay, so they can find you there on Facebook and maybe send you a message or something, too. Now, Shad, you had something you was trying to tell Ed a minute ago. Go ahead, Shad.
Yeah, coming up here just in February, but also March. I know in February there's the big quartzite gold and mineral show. In the first part of March is the GPA Golden Treasure Show down in the Arizona State Fairgrounds. Would you be able to make those maybe to kind of help spread the message and let some of the people that are local miners in the communities know who you are and get a chance to hear some of the things in your plans?
Oh, yes, I'm looking forward to being down there at the fairgrounds. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I caught that. Let me see. When was it? What was the year before last? It was great. I couldn't make it last year. That's right. Yeah, that was great, though. Let me tell you. And it's an event that you do want to catch if you're in the Phoenix area. I'm telling you.
Okay.
You do not want to miss that.
Nice. So you'll be down there this year then?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I plan on that.
Good,
I absolutely plan on that.
Okay. That's nice.
I'm also, for what it's worth, around the old Cracker Barrel there at Mayor Market, Mayor, Arizona, all you got to do is say, is that anywhere around? And there I am. I'm either cooking up something or I'm doing something around there, talking to folks, or folks come down. It's a good place. We talk about things, and we try to settle the Middle Eastern problem. We try to do all kinds of things.
That's cool, Ed. Man, thank you, brother. We appreciate everything you're trying to do for us.
I want to thank you for having me up on there, and keep up the good work, boys. I'm telling you, you guys are doing a fabulous job. Fabulous.
And gals.
And gals, yeah, guys and gals. Don't forget the gals.
Yeah, and gals.
Thanks, Ed. We really appreciate it, man. And maybe we'll get you back on here sometime, and we'll see what's going on. Okay.
I'd enjoy it,
We'll
brother.
be
I'd
looking for
enjoy
you
it. Come on
Gold
by the
Show.
market. The coffee's hot and the conversation is good.
Awesome, brother. Thank you again, man, for everything. We really appreciate it. You take care, Ed.
Thanks again, Ed.
Okay, bye now.
All right,
God
bye,
bless.
Ed. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, pretty cool. All right, kind of digging what he's showing.
Well, it's
out there.
good to hear people, actually addressing that there's some things not right.
Right.
It's good to hear that from people.
Right. I mean, have we ever heard from anybody running for anything that they're going to try to do something to help the miners and get on and actually tell us about what they're wanting to try to do?
I gotta say that's the first for this show.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we've heard from contacting like AMRA and other groups, but yeah,
right.
It's cool. It's good to hear it though that there's people are noticing it, and it is impacting not just the miners but a wide array of people.
Well, sure.
That want to enjoy these lands, and there's so many restrictions at state levels, federal levels, and
And
I just don't want them to ruin the state before we get there.
Well, right. But can you imagine, Kathleen, what that state was like, 100 years ago when it was wide open and you didn't have all these restrictions on everything, how cool it was. So it's just I mean, there's a lot of land out there for people to enjoy that they just can't.
There's a massive amount of land out there.
But you can't enjoy it.
Believe it.
So it's like kind of a good idea to let these people enjoy their land. You live there. You should be able to enjoy it. It's like, dang.
Well, it's too bad we don't have our place yet out there, because that his district is exactly where we're going to be.
Oh, see, that's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
we could have voted.
So see, it's.
I don't know. Maybe I would be running though. So.
Oh God.
Shad wants to run for office.
Oh God, does he?
Yeah.
I just
Shad
thought,
for
what? I
president.
just thought it was cool because he brought up, the part he found out I was a minor. He's like, well, sit down here and let me ask you a question. Let me find out your input. He didn't say, let me tell you about something.
Right.
He wanted to know what I thought about it. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could, you'd be a good guest just for out here, West Coast Wednesdays.
Right.
Just,
cool.
to get out there to the people that's out here to learn,
Right. No, he was spot on. He told us what we wanted to hear, and I mean, like I said, if you're pro minor like that, that's cool. He's wanting to make it right, because that price that's ridiculous. Who's got $1,000 to spend to go prospecting? I don't. And
man, I'll tell you, everybody thinks it's like you just go out and dig gold. I'm telling you guys,
a lot of people do think that.
But after you buy equipment, your motors, all this stuff, then I'm going to make big gold, and you make $3,000. You're like, my stuff costs $8,000. You got to build.
Well, you got to think too. I mean, anything like whether it's gold mining, whether you're doing it just off and on, or you're doing it more, frequently, or even other type of things, you're putting money into the local economies, to buy your supplies.
Oh yeah,
good point there, Shad. Yes, you are.
You heard Shannon always talk about what it does to places. It really, up in Idaho, even towns really suffer because they lose out.
Oh, God,
those people that are going out there to mine.
Mm-hmm.
All the restrictions.
So, if they did do something like they do a hunting license, if you had to do something like that would, nobody would have a problem with that, because that's, people can afford that a little easier, and if it's going to get into some new ground, hey, I'm all for it.
Oh, and that's usually just to get a permit. I can't remember, but like if you can actually file a claim on state trust land, but it's like it's not 1,000, it's like a ton of money.
What?
Oh yeah, it's a few thousand.
But how?
Yeah,
they make it very, very hard.
But you can't go on there to prospect to see if you want to buy it.
Yeah, you got to spend $1,000 permit or whatever to go even just technically prospect and test it.
See, that's just all screwed up. They just, they just don't want you on it, obviously, because who is going to pay that? I mean, honestly, nobody I know. Nobody. That's nuts. So that's cool. I'd like to see that happen, and that would be pretty neat. It would make things better for when you guys get down there, and it would help Scott and a lot of other Arizona miners. So that's cool.
And Manny.
God, yes, Manny.
Manny gets a vote.
I think,
we need to register Manny to vote.
We need to make Manny a birth certificate and get him a photo ID. And I think we lost Scott. It got quiet.
Oh, that figures.
Anytime it gets quiet, it's like, yep, we lost him. Yep, he's gone. That's what I'm thinking, Shad. Photo ID, birth certificate.
Let's make Manny legit.
Yeah, right?
God darn it.
What's that happened this time?
Oh, Manny hung up on me.
Oh, but it was Manny's fault this time?
Yes. He tipped over and touched the button. I'm like, really?
Did you hear us tell you to register him to vote?
Yep. And apply for his birth certificate, Scott, immediately. Get his Social Security card.
Folks, that might get me thrown in jail. I'm pretty positive.
I don't know.
No, just make it legit.
Right.
He identifies as a human.
He does. Yes, he does. You said he has real eyelashes.
It's called inclusivity or whatever.
Yeah, you should not. Yeah.
You can't discriminate.
No, you can't. That's right. I mean, Manny's, get him his birth certificate, Social Security
you
card.
could always say he was a gold miner back in the 1800s. He went on a claim that wasn't his, and he was cursed. And here he's been a mannequin ever since. Right?
Wait a minute.
That's a good story.
Wait a minute.
There's Manny's backstory.
Have you been thinking about this for like 2 weeks?
Literally,
Come
it just came to me.
It just came to
Just came to me. I would
Right.
like to say I thought about this, but no.
See, I think you need to make like a short film of the evolution.
Do it in black and white, like
Yeah.
the old days.
Yeah.
There you go, Shad. Right, black and white, like the evolution of Manny. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm with you. This would be cool."
Man, you could have a lot of fun.
He
with
could.
I'm so jealous.
I wish
I
we
had
could do
Manny.
it.
I
I
know,
want a Manny.
I know, me too. And we gave this to Scott.
Hey.
and here
You guys
we
gotta
wait.
Remember, I haven't had any place to go until like 3-4 days ago. Remember when I bought 2 claims?
Understand that, but why do you need?
Well, the gentleman that actually I bought the 2 claims called me back and said the 3rd claim that's in the middle of your 2 claims, the guy backed out. Would you like that too? So now I own 3 claims.
Well, nice.
There you go.
So put one in Manny's name and roll on with it. But we
All right.
we should
Manny.
we should be seeing some kind of Manny videos already. You're still at the campsite. Manny's there.
Or at least photos.
Something. Come on.
Hey, you guys, hey, wait a minute. I don't mind to do that, but I've been working. Like, I've been do all
my
this claim
God.
stuff. You run around, you got to talk to people, you got to do things, make sure things are right. It's a whole different ballgame down here. It's not just like you go knock on somebody's door. Hey, can I dig into
Okay,
the creek?
but you got your claim. You got your claims. You got Manny. It's time.
Yeah, I do now.
You could
I
just
do
get
now.
up in the
I do now.
morning. You and Manny pop outside, watch the sunrise together. These are photo ops that can't be missed. You gotta make it happen. You're killing us,
Oh,
Smalls.
my gosh.
We want to see this. It's like I'm with Kathleen. Still pictures are fine till you can get some video, but we need stuff.
Yeah, use that fancy GoPro 8 of yours,
Right.
and let's get some action shots of Manny.
Right.
Dude, I actually got one. It's cool. It does a lot. Dude, a GoPro 8 is like weird because it does a lot of stuff that like there's like some of them. I'm like, I don't even know what it does. I'm not going to change it.
Well, just get.
It's really crazy.
Well, see, you should
Way
already
to
be.
go.
You should already be filming you and Manny every day's activities. You know, Robert Hall said. Share
Oh, I
some-
love this.
Sure.
I love what Robert Hall
That's
just
the one
said. The best part of waking up is Manny holding your cup.
Right, you could have Manny making the coffee in the morning. You getting that video footage of Manny standing by the coffee pot.
I mean,
Yeah, but you guys got to understand, Manny is half a Manny because the other half of Manny makes him stand 6 foot. He's not going to stand
way too tall for
We
you,
know
huh?
we know he towers
he's
over
He's
you.
going to be way too tall for the camper.
We know he towers
Dude,
over
he's
you.
only 6'2". So you admit you're really short, huh?
Dude, I'm 5'7".
We want to see a picture of you standing next to Manny. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
I know. I want to see your 4'7" butt standing next to Manny.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah, but see what sucks is because his shoulders does not move.
It doesn't matter. You can move your arms 50 billion ways just from your elbows. That's not an excuse.
Or you can put Manny to put his arms like parallel to the deck, like he's wrapping his hands around you.
Right.
And since you're really short, you could stand inside of his arms. It'd be really cute.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. You know what, Shad? I love how you have all kinds of ideas right
I got great ideas.
Hey,
man.
when we get there, it's on.
It will be too, Scott. Guarantee it. They won't let you
Trust
lollygag
me.
around with that. It will be.
I got Manny dressed. He's in a GPAA membership for lifetime hat. He's got a plaid shirt on. He's looking sharp right now.
We don't
Just
know
so
this.
that-
We don't see pictures of him. We
Yeah,
have
I
no
don't
clue.
believe you.
Nope, me neither. He's probably still butt naked. He's probably still butt naked in a box.
When you hear that from Shad Biffle, I don't believe you. That's like a goat. He's just trying to goat you into something.
Shad.
We need proof. That's all.
I'm just saying, he's a Marine for life.
Well, Shad will be able to get his money.
What's that, Rich?
I said when Shad sees Swifty, he'll be able to get his money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How much is that up to now? Like $200, I think.
See,
$200? What?
There won't be no excuses then.
Late fees, interest.
Yeah.
I think you better take a zero off that.
Take a zero off it?
I got your $20.
See, you could send Shad a picture of Manny holding the 20 in his hand, and smiling. You know, you got to get some pictures.
The good thing is about like me and Shad, or me and you, Tim, or Dennis Dayton. You know what? I'll put the money in your hand. I'm not going to send it to you in the mail.
Okay, gotcha. Oh,
there's a difference. I get it's a way of life.
Well, you can just put it in Kathleen's hand. It goes to her anyway. Might as well skip the step of going to my hand, then to her hand. Just give it to her.
Right.
Well, you guys, like I said, you guys found more because I didn't show up, so you won. It's the way it is.
Fair and square.
Yeah, I think the real bet though was like $40, wasn't it?
It was something like.
But I'll take 20. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's really bad? It's like being in a drag race, and right before you start, your motor just drops out of your frame. And Shad goes all the way down to the end.
Hey, showing up. Half of it, all right, man?
A win is a win. It's still a W.
It is.
It's still a W in the win column. Win.
He won. Shad Biffle and Kathleen Biffle won.
They won just by showing up, yeah.
Which I wanted to. But they won, so.
Right. See, they won by just showing up. Yeah,
that's right.
We found stuff.
Right, but good enough. You could have been anything. You guys showed up, and Scott didn't. So that's what happens. He didn't.
That's kind of dramatic, isn't it?
It might have been. It is highly possible. Jesus God.
Hey, I tell you what, though, I will give another thing for the West Coast Wednesday.
What?
Man, it's still funny because the creeks, you guys in Arizona, are still running.
Yeah.
The ones that matter are still running.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get out there and start dredging, man, get out there now, because if not, you're going to. I'm thinking about another 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to be dry as a bone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you got a chance to get on your claims, do it now. Okay. Do it now.
All right.
Do it.
Well, I think what we do, let's just go to a quick commercial and then come back. Kathleen had a little bit of news she said tonight. I think you got to finish up your mining month, don't you, Kathleen?
Yep, it's our last part of the series.
That's right.
Devote the whole month of January to the California Gold Rush.
That's right. So let's do a commercial and we'll be right back, everybody.
Do you like to mine for gold? Enjoy prospecting a nice crack in the bedrock? Enjoy getting outdoors to camp, fish, hunt, and hike on your public lands? You plan your trip, load the gear, grab the dog, put the family in the truck, and drive off to a locked gate. A sign says you cannot enter or access your own public lands. Mining claims and public land owned by we the people are being designated as off limits by our own government every single day. Are you concerned about the direction our government is going? Are you tired of seeing no access, no entry signs on your lands? We are, and we are fighting back. We are AMRA, America Mining Rights Association, the fastest growing small mining advocacy association in America. AMRA is a 501c3 not-for-profit formed by miners, hunters, off-roaders, retired military men, and women to stop the insanity. AMRA was formed to educate, unite, and help the small miners and public land users on their rights. Rights given to us by God. Do you want access to great mining claims? For a small tax-deductible donation to their Miners Legal Fund, your family gains access to proven excellent mining claims across America for an entire year. AMRA challenges the USFS, BLM, EPA, and the other agencies intent upon stopping you from enjoying your own lands. You are who pays these people's wages. It is time they listen to us. We need to unite. And that is what AMRA is doing. As you sit here right now, thousands of acres of public lands are being closed, locked, and blocked from use by you. Are you fed up yet? Join us. Get in on this fight and let's restore America to what our families fought and died for. Freedom. Just visit AmericanMiningRights.com. AmericanMiningRights.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at American Mining Rights Association. AmericanMiningRights.com.
It is time for Dredging Up the News with Kathleen Biffle. Mining news from around the globe. Metal detecting, dredging, entertainment news, and fun facts as well. Here's Kathleen.
All right, everybody. It's January 29th, right? Yeah, 2020. I'm going to start off with a story, and I'm going to thank Darth for sending this to me. He sends me things that he runs across from time to time, but this one was kind of interesting.
Okay.
This story, I think it's a real news story, but I don't know if I believe the guy. So here it is. The family of a man who their family member claimed to have found millions of dollars worth of gold and antique guns in a desert cave. They say that he's tired of dealing with the federal government and plans to just leave this cash where he found it. Okay. His name is Scott Taylor. He's 34 years old. And he's basically just disappeared, I guess, since the news broke. Mm-hmm. This was in Utah, right? Two Salt Lake television shows claimed that he allegedly stumbled across a fortune while hiking on public land in West Utah. Mm-hmm. This was about a month and a half ago. And since then, he's been dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Oh. He told the television station that he found 280 gold bricks with U.S. cavalry stamped on each of them. He found 2 Civil War era rifles, mm-hmm. a 6-shooter, and some dynamite.
Dynamite!
Dang.
Of course, he is the only one who has claimed to see it, mm-hmm. and he knows the location.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you get that?
Well, why would you tell? Never mind.
Yeah.
Until he shares that with anybody, nobody, they can't really reveal anything. But the problem is that this is what the Taylors say, his family. The federal government is actually in play here, where they think they want to take, like, I guess 40%. But because the bricks are clearly marked,
right?
Basically the army can take it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So rather than battle this out in court, Scott Taylor says that he will just let it sit.
That makes no sense.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
no.
Until somebody else sees it, or he's just going to let it sit, but he didn't tell anybody where it was. Do you really think he's going to let it sit?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, not with gold prices the way they are. No.
But evidently he hasn't even gone to work since the news broke, and he isn't answering his phones, and nobody knows where he's at.
Wow. See?
The plot thickens.
I think the family may have did him in, and they're just going to take the cash.
Yeah. She's hiding under an assumed name. Mm-hmm.
Manny.
Well, his name is Scott, so...
Really?
Scott.
Plot does thicken. Man, yeah. I'd be getting them out and melting them down. There you go.
I'm sure. Okay, I've got some global news.
Okay.
This story is in Israel. A cache of 232 ancient coins was recovered from a house of a known antiquities thief. The coins include samples from the 5th century BCE Persian period to the later Hellenistic, Roman and Byzantine periods, and to the early Ottoman period, which is around the 16th century.
Okay.
The coins are now undergoing testing and study at the IAA. I'm not really sure what that stands for because it's in Israel, but I'm thinking...
The Israel Antiques Archaeology.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, this guy is well known with the authorities because he is a repeat offender. He's been spotted with the metal detector in a whole bunch of fields that, he's not really allowed or has permission to metal detect. So he keeps getting sentenced and fined, but he keeps coming back.
Jeez.
So anywho, he ran off from this archaeological site, and this is in Israel's northern Galilee. This happened last week. However, the IAA's theft prevention unit received permission to search the Kafur Khana house. I guess that's where he lives.
Okay.
And the suspect was apprehended. Wow. So they found a whole ton of stuff that this guy has been finding, but, it's against the law there.
Sure.
To metal detect.
On them places.
Actually, anywhere, I think.
Oh, really?
In Israel, you can't.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
For artifacts.
Okay. Dang. No.
Yeah. So in London, this is kind of a strange story.
Okay.
Another archaeological story.
Okay.
Archaeologists, they discover a huge cesspit containing medieval artifacts under one of London's finest historic buildings. And for those of you who do not know what a cesspit is, they basically are containers that they use for toilet waste.
I'm going to say
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
cesspool.
So anyway, back in the day, the toilet seats would be located above it. So the objects that they found could have just basically been thrown in there because that was like their trash, I guess. They just assumed that it's just easier to throw it, their trash in their little outhouse or whatever. But anyway, what they found were some pottery, drinking vessels, like cups, the tableware, along with a rare pen floor tile. I guess that was popular in that era. Metalwork pieces, including an iron spur, a finger ring.
That was an accident.
That probably was an accident.
Dang it.
A belt buckle, that one too. A bone-handled fork and a pen. Yeah. So that's what was found in their toilet.
Wow.
No iPhones?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's one of them things you drop it, it's an instant stay. Oh,
yeah.
My face is hurting. Quit it.
But, coincidentally enough, they found this when they were excavating the area to put in some toilets.
Oh, wow. That's ironic.
They did.
The cesspit.
That used to be a toilet.
They're like, well, I guess we went down through here at one time. We can do it again.
Yep.
It's kind of funny. They must have picked out a really good location to have a toilet back in ancient times. We're still thinking, yeah, this is a good spot.
Right, obviously, right?
That's just sad.
I'm going to turn this over to Shad now for some local events of interest.
Right.
Obviously, he's going to tell us where to crap.
Yeah. All right. On February the 1st, go to Black Canyon City, the Scott Swiftwater Toney's camper, and take a crap. Tickets are $5. All right. Well, real quick, let's take a a short look at the Gold Prospector space. So thank you to a few new events added on, but I'll just look at the one here in February. Indiana Gold Prospector season kickoff. It's a cons party and dinner they're having February 29th at the Boone County 4-H Fair. That's from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So pretty cool. Nice. If you got some cons or you already been out, go there, clean them up, and have some fun.
That sounds like a good time.
It sounds like a great time.
Heck yeah.
Now.
Well, it's not only that. It's just, you know what? Always stand behind your 4-H.
There you go. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
Wise words.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to say this next event before Scott, gets mad at me.
Yeah.
Just shut up and just say it.
February 7th through the 9th is the Quartzsite, Arizona Golden Treasure Show. This one here, obviously, big deal. It's off of Ironwood Street at the QIA building. $5 admission tickets. Hours are 9 a.m., 4 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But they'll have daily drawings, metal detectors, gold nuggets, equipment, demonstrations, speakers, and more. A lot of metal detecting companies are going to be there, from the Quartzsite Metal Detecting Club with Mine Lab, White's Metal Detectors, but also Miners Depot will be there. So sounds like some fun.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Good time.
What's really great? What's really great about that is because you actually have the $5 to get in, but there's actually like people outside where you can drive around, and you go through a lot of we call it what do you call it? Sales tents. So they got some great rocks and stuff like that, and they, you know what? They're just they find them and they sell them.
And
that's
good
cool.
deals.
Yeah, and
that is cool.
Yeah, and Dan.
So definitely check that out if you're in the area, and that's February 7th through the 9th. So that's coming up in just
next
week and a half.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Yeah, it's close.
Very close. All right. We're going to just stay in Arizona, I think, for this week's local events of interest.
All right.
Wickenburg, Arizona, Friday, February 14th through Sunday the 16th. It's Gold Rush Days Festival. It's a tradition dating back to 1948. And, of course, our favorite, senior rodeos, gold panning, a carnival, Western dancers, arts and crafts, food booths, and a gym show. They'll also have a mucking and drilling contest and the fourth largest parade in the state. So, needless to say, it's Wickenburg's most action-packed weekend of the year.
Dang.
And he did say action-packed.
Yeah, he did.
Action-packed. I mean, it's a senior rodeo going on there. I mean, plus, it's a true Old West celebration. They say people will come all over the world just to mix and mingle with cowboys and garter girls.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Who doesn't want to a garter girl?
Right, exactly. Just saying.
Just saying. But, they want to showcase their Western hospitality, which is, they nicknamed it Wickenburg Way. So, over 250 vendors will be there. There'll also be vendors on the rodeo grounds, the pedestrian bridge, and the parade, of course, is on Saturday. And there's even a melodrama Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. And they even threw in a classic car show, if that's not enough fun for you.
I'm telling you.
But, and if you're wondering, I'm really impressed here. A senior pro rodeo is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
3 days. Ooh.
So that's going to wear some really either old bulls out or old people. I don't know which. Who's the senior?
We still don't know, do we?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You can only break your hip once.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. You think if they got tossed off one time, you think they're going to be able to get back up there?
Nope.
Yes, they will.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, I wish you would go to that we would know.
I wish you would.
But no, Michael Shelby.
A cowboy's a cowboy, buddy. They're going to do what they want to do, and it's the way it is.
But I do want to answer Michael Shelby's question. This is not the one with the Chihuahua racing.
Right. No.
And thank you for spelling it as it sounded, not as the actual spelling of Chihuahua.
Almost looks like Chewbacca.
No, it said Chihuahua. It's just like it sounds.
That's how I would.
Chihuahua.
I would spell it like that. Chihuahua. How the heck do you spell Chihuahua anyway?
It's like CHIUHUA or something.
Oh yeah, something weird
It's
like
creative.
that. Right.
Creative.
I like Michael's way better.
It's easy.
You know what? I always thought about it this way: if you want to breed a crappy dog, you better come up with a crappy name.
Chihuahua.
Hey, yo quiero Taco Bell.
That's
All
right.
right. Let's move on to the next event again in Arizona. Whoa. It's the 2020 Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. This is going from February 13th through the 16th. Mm-hmm. So if you need to choose between, do I want to go up to Wickenburg or drive down to Tucson? Well, it's a long weekend, so you'll be able to see both.
Sure.
Now, unless you're Scott Swiftwater Toney, he won't see either.
Yeah.
Now, he'll be digging. Okay,
yeah, right.
He'll be digging for hopefully gold.
Okay.
But again, that's Friday the 13th. Or February 13th through 16th, open to the public. Come join the fun. It's at the Tucson Convention Center. Tickets are already for sale. If you need more information, you go to on the 2020 Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. I guess just Google it. You didn't really put what they need to do on that.
I figured you would embellish it.
Well,
since we've been talking about it.
Well,
and Scott's going to talk at it.
Hey.
No. That's the Phoenix Gold Show.
Oh, I thought
these are rock
Tucson,
sales, not rock shows.
Oh, see right here.
Anyway,
yeah, two different ones.
Oh, oops.
Don't do that. You're messing me up.
I broke his stride.
Uh-oh.
I know. I'm upset.
Uh-oh.
But all right, we do want to talk. Coming up, March 7th through the 8th is the Phoenix Gold and Treasure Show. Now, what makes this one so special? Well, our very own Scott Swiftwater, Toney, and Manny, it will be speaking on both days.
Nice. That's
so
cool.
I don't know what he'll be speaking about. I'm sure he'll have some good stuff to talk about, some stories, mining out west.
Yeah.
The Scott Swiftwater story of how he became a gold miner, taking a look back when he only had a little mullet when he was 2 years old, running around barefoot.
We'll be in the front row.
I love it.
But we hope to see you there. Kathleen and myself, we're going to make it out there. I thought even at one point Dennis was looking at coming out
he
too.
Said something about it.
So, hey, we'll be there to mix and mingle at least one of the days, and definitely, hopefully, to see people there, and
cool.
That'd be cool.
It's gonna be fun times.
So, and that's at the Arizona State Fairgrounds, and it's.
Have tickets went on sale for that yet, Shad?
Well,
I think so.
Yes, they are for sale. You can buy them in advance, and I believe you can get them $5. Yeah, so they're cheaper if you buy now.
Right.
$5, $10 at the door.
That's right, and of course, they're putting out. I swear I read this, but like 3 ounces of gold in the panning booth over the weekend.
Yeah,
they're supposedly doing that every gold show.
Nice.
Yeah, but not only that, if you're the first 100 in line, you get a little vial of gold too. So if you do the little vial of gold, you go and do your panning, you got a little bit of gold in your vial.
Right.
Maybe
Swiftwater will come down by the panning booth and dip a pan in the water too.
I think Manny's just going to stand in line all night, isn't he?
Yeah, you need to go put him
Manny
up
is not. Manny is not going to be there.
Dude, go! Oh, if we're there, we're going to kidnap Manny.
Yeah, Manny will be there. If Shad and Kathleen's there, Manny will be there. I guarantee you. Yep, it will happen.
I'm just saying, these guys, you don't know about Manny. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm just saying though. Come to the gold show if you're in the Phoenix Central Arizona area. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great way to see local vendors that have businesses in Phoenix and the surrounding area. Support the local clubs. They'll have raffles, and of course the big prize giveaway that raffles that the GPAA does. And I think you get usually a door prize ticket or something.
I think so, right? Yeah, I think so. Vets are vets free?
You know
Shad?
what?
I believe in previous year, yes.
I think so. Right?
Yep. Military, active duty, and veterans are free.
Cool.
Children 12 and under are free.
Okay.
General admission is $10, but you can get them for $5 ahead of time for pre-sale.
Online.
Yeah, veterans get in free. You're on your own.
Oh, man.
But I will tell you, if you do the raffles, you have to be present to win. So it's nothing, and that's So plan accordingly.
Right.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
You know what's really going to be great though is I know Shad and Kathleen already said they're coming, and if Dennis Dayton shows up there at the Phoenix Gold Show, you guys are going to be able to meet the Wandering Buffaloes. You're going to meet the Indiana Gold Digger, Dennis Dayton, and then you'll be able to meet him, which I'm not that great, but I'm just Swiftwater. I just dig gold. But it's cool that you see people.
Manny.
And Manny. Listen, and Manny. Yeah, I don't know.
And if you show up, you may even get to hear Scott say something intelligent.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Dang.
Just maybe.
That's worth the price of admission right there.
Oh, I know. I paid full price for that.
You guys
I'd wait in line for hours for that. Man, I want to see the Microsoft presentation, like you said, Shad, from Scott.
I want a PowerPoint presentation of Scott.
Swiftwater.
I could just imagine Scott pulling out one of those,
transparencies.
He would go old school with the transparency screen. He'd pull out that big antenna to use as his pointer,
Yeah. From what's really funny is this, you know what, I'll tell everybody out there listening right now, but this is what's really funny, is because I thought about this thing, and I was like, you know what, I always like to be not great, just good. Just like, I just want to be somebody that, people kind of listen to sometimes. And I was thinking, man, if I had like presentation pictures, like pictures of like when I first showed up to Arizona and stuff like that, and I could have got them. I could have got them printed. And I thought, maybe that's going way overboard.
Have Lisa make you a little. Well,
you don't
PowerPoint.
Have headshots just laying around,
right? Old pictures of Scott when he was a little lad in his.
When you had
hair. When you were riding around on a tricycle and stuff like that.
No, I mean you guys don't understand. I got pictures like when I was in Quartzsite when I first broke my teeth coming here to Arizona. And I borrowed a dry washer.
I have Lisa.
And I had a guy tell, but it's a funny thing. The guy said, if you ain't going to run it the way I tell you, then I'm not going to let you use it.
Well,
I'm like, okay, so let me hear you, He said low and slow. And, man, I found gold.
Well, there you go.
And I kind of learned off that stuff.
Well, there's your spiel for the show. Back to Shad.
Well, that's your local events of interest, so we'll kick it back over to the lovely Kathleen for her fun facts.
Alrighty.
We're sitting in our living room, and I just realized I'm looking over at my Christmas tree that's still up.
Oh, my God, no. It's February.
That's this weekend's project.
The Christmas decorations are still up.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, my goodness.
It's pretty, though. It needs dusted, but,
Take the leaf blower to it and just blow the top.
And as we are coming to a close in January, we have our very last January California Gold Rush fun fact.
Uh-huh.
This is, of course, to celebrate the anniversary of the first gold find in California. This was January 24th, I think, was the actual anniversary, but we're going to devote the whole month.
Okay.
So our final segment will focus on some of the forgotten characters of the gold rush. Despite many dangers and risks of traveling to California and actually living in California, people just kept coming to the state. Of course, California has a lot of disasters. We've heard about the floods and the earthquakes and the fires, so that's always been the case there. But back in the gold rush days, I think the biggest risk were the different types of people who went out there and why they were going out there. They were looking for fortune. So the gold rush era was marked by lawlessness, duels, murders, and broad daylight. Public hangings, jail breakouts, and vigilantes were everyday occurrences. Mm-hmm. So you had convicted murderers, you had all kinds of characters. But anyway, I'm going to focus on some of the women who were out there, but I'm not going to focus on prostitution because that's all you ever hear
right.
about the gold rush and the women.
Right. Garter girls.
Garter girls, yeah.
Ladies of the night.
Shady lady, is that what they call them?
Shady ladies, yeah.
Shady ladies, or I forget.
Whores, too.
Yeah.
Or that.
Putting it bluntly.
Well, anyway, I'm going to talk about evidently there was a predominant presence of women who were pickpockets.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
One such character was known as Molly, the lost chicken Wisner. She was one of the most well-known musical performers in the Gold Rush era in San Francisco, but she only knew one song. So, of course, women were scarce. They estimate that 50-to-1 ratio to male to female Jeez. At the time. So lonely miners, sailors, pioneers who would go to the red light district of Barbary Coast. I'm sure they didn't care that the Lost Chicken sang only one song. But anyway.
They should have been caring about that 50 to 1 ratio. Exactly. Good. Sloppy.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Nice. Anyway, she was, this is what she would do. She would go out on the streets and she would put on this, like, I'm getting abused by my pimp, show.
Okay.
And people would feel sorry for her.
Right.
So she would beg. Some people would give her money, but some people, when she was begging, she would just take their stuff.
Right.
And pick their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So that was her gig. Little has changed. Women were still the minority back then. But a lot of them didn't come out there to become prostitutes or pickpockets. Circumstances brought them there because they would come with their husbands or their families, and with all of the cholera going on and diseases, and of course the dangers of mining, they would lose their husbands, so they were kind of left to fend for themselves.
Right.
So that was, and plus, they only, if they became prostitutes, because there was nothing else to do, they could really only do that, for a certain time, because there's an expiration limit, I guess. Well, age 28 was the average age that the woman stopped being a prostitute.
Really?
She got married.
Maybe. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
found love. Found true love.
Maybe. But when they're 28, they're out of commission, so... some folks took advantage of that. There was this cross-dresser named Jean Bonnet. Jean Bonnet, I guess. Jean Bonnet.
Yeah, probably Jean Bonnet.
I was going to say, are you sure it's not John?
It's Jean. Jean Bonnet. Anyway, what she would do was she would recruit retired prostitutes from their difficult life and have them join her gang. She had a gang of lady pickpockets.
All right.
Yeah, so
they're called swindlers.
Yeah. So there was plenty of wealthy targets to be found. You had the casinos and the saloons. Of course, you had miners who, would leave their claims for a few days and spend their earnings or have them picked.
Sure.
out of their pockets.
Yeah.
So I had no idea that was rampant. You know, you always hear about the prostitution and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are some interesting characters that did that. And arrests, they were infrequent and really rarely resulted in convictions. So these women pretty much, you know, had the run of things.
Right. Dang. That's some crazy stuff.
You know
what? You gotta really feel bad. Like if you walk into a place and all of a sudden you're like nothing's in your pocket, like nothing. Like you got stripped down. You didn't even know what happened. That's gotta be just the unrealist feeling in your life.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting tidbit of the California Gold Rush that I didn't know, so I learned something.
But why? Do you know why they called her One Chick and whatever her name was?
You know, I don't know.
She had a pet chicken, maybe?
The lost chicken.
Wait, she lost her chicken. She probably was drunk one night right out. I lost my chicken. They're like, that's your nickname.
I was just wondering.
No, maybe someone should Google that, but I don't know why they called her the lost chicken.
They called her, it was the Lost Chicken. Okay.
The lost chicken.
What's her full name again?
Yeah.
Was it Molly? Hold on, let me go back. It wasn't. No, not
was it Molly what?
It's Molly Wisner. Wisner. Lost Chicken. Why did they call her the Lost Chicken?
Molly Lost Chicken Wisner.
Wisner.
Why was she called Lost Chicken? How'd you get
if
that?
If anybody's
nickname?
ever seen a chicken, you'd walk across the road in the middle of a car, so.
But how'd she get that name, though?
I don't know.
I don't know. They say she was from the Barbary Coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's actually a picture for her.
Really?
Yeah. Is she wearing a chicken on her head?
No, I don't know.
She has a hat with a bunch of feathers. So maybe.
Huh. Yeah, everything just points back to when she was arrested. That was just her alias, Lost Chicken, but I cannot find anything off of this.
Wow.
That's really bad. You got the name of Lost Chicken the
I
rest of your
know.
life.
It's like, who stuck her with that name, and how did it stick? That's the weird thing, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
I mean, you got to think, though, back then there was some funny ones. I guess there was Philomena Faulkner. It was known as the Galloping Cow.
The Galaxy Cow.
Why did you say that again? Filipino what? What'd you say?
Philomena Faulkner.
Philomena Faulkner.
She is, yeah.
Scary.
Okay, that's priceless.
Galloping Cow.
The Galloping Cow.
But I can't, I don't know why.
Was she a big gal?
No. Oh, wait. They said the name was given to her on account of her awkward walk.
Oh. Maybe she walked like a cow.
Somebody, a miner was drunk and said, "Girl, you walk like a cow." Everybody lost it in the saloon.
She wasn't a prostitute, was she?
She was a pickpocketer,
Okay.
too.
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
See?
Guess what? That's how you lost your wallet back then.
Apparently. Did they have wallets back then, Scott?
You better
They would
believe it.
steal your poke.
Yeah, right. You had pokes. You didn't have a wallet, did you?
You didn't have wallets.
No.
Only
Some pokes
If you were a
bigger
gold
than
miner,
others.
you had a poke, but you had wallets.
you think they had wallets, or only the exquisite gentlemen had wallets?
No, the smart guys
Well, you
had a
got
lot
to
of
think
money.
of this, though. They didn't carry around wallets because the money back then was a lot larger. They would have had to have a huge folding apparatus to hold all that. They just shoved it in their pockets.
Yeah, and they didn't have pictures or driver's license.
Saddlebag, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're right. They just shoved it in their shirt pocket or something. Yeah. All right.
I like Bill Marsh about the the one lady. Her walk was utterly ridiculous.
That must be it. That's
That's funny.
man.
Whatever.
To live back in them days. I'm telling
Yep.
you. All
And that
right.
was Dredging Up the News.
Awesome, Kathleen. Thank you. Very cool, man. Yeah, see, that was fun. That was a good show. Now, Scott, we're
Thanks
gonna,
for digging that up.
Scott, today is Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
So, by Friday, we want to see
I guess,
pictures.
what do they call that? Hump day?
Yeah, so get us
Well,
pictures.
Scott did post a picture of him and Manny.
He did.
On
Where?
Facebook.
Just now?
It was about a half hour ago.
Well, post it on the
And
site.
his initials post was GOKD.
GOKD.
I think he was trying to spell gold.
Oh, see, now there's a good picture of you two. That's a good picture.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
Yeah, I actually wrote more. Yeah,
Still looks like
I actually
Tim.
wrote more than that, but I guess I was wrong.
Now, you got to get that
Yeah.
on GPS, though, for the people to see it, because not everybody has
Yeah,
Facebook.
for our
You guys,
non-Facebook
look, I'm
users.
trying to do it from my new phone.
Oh,
It's
God.
not easy.
Just do it. I don't know how. I'll try to save it and send it to my computer and see if I can't get it posted for you.
You put a
Well,
nice
I
shirt
think
on, Manny. I
It is
thought you would
quite-
just put a T-shirt. He's got a collared shirt
a
on.
nice one.
He looks like a
Yeah.
golfer though now.
Hey, I'm just saying, the
He
guy's
looks like a millennial
is who
guy.
he is.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah, he
Get,
looks like he got a hipster for a mannequin.
get rid of that shirt.
Dude, he's not a minor yet.
Well,
He's
minor
got
him
to
up
figure
a
it
little
out,
bit.
man. Dude,
He's a
so that's,
hipster.
you got to earn your way.
Minor him
Forget
up.
it.
Minor him up. Make it happen.
No, he's not going to be a minor until he learns how to be one.
Minor him up.
Well, I hope you
right.
can teach him the ways and document it.
Yes, soon.
I will, but he's
Soon.
going to be wearing that shirt. I don't care.
Oh, my God.
Mud blow back on him. He's going to deserve it.
Okay. just start making it happen. Thank you for finally posting one picture. We appreciate it.
Oh, okay, no problem.
We expect much more. I'll see if I can't get this on the site.
Andy needs a tan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get him a spray can.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
we need to get him out of that trailer
He
and out there.
needs
where-
some sun, yes.
Hey, I'm just saying, he's as white as could be, buddy. I'm just telling you.
Get him
Not
out.
less like average white. He's like white.
Get him
Put
out.
some
Like me and
sunscreen
Lisa
on
took a
him.
picture the other. Me and Lisa took a picture the other night. She goes, "Man, we look like tan to this guy." I'm like, I'm just saying, it's a mannequin.
Get him out in the
It's
sun.
mannequin.
Get him out in the sun. He needs some sunlight.
Yeah, he needs
Oh,
like
my
a
God.
shade of frickin' brown paint or something. I don't know.
Whatever it takes. Make it happen, Captain. We want to see
Right.
it, right? It's all good.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So, okay.
Right.
So, was you doing?
the one picture.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up then. And
Spray tan.
why am I hearing my what is?
He's talking to Manny.
Oh, yeah.
Was that Manny?
Yeah, it sounded like Manny's voice.
I was trying to punch him in the eye, but he was moving, dodging, and weaving. So never mind.
Hey, don't be abusive to Manny.
Hey,
There's-
he can take it. You
there's
know how
a-
hard this guy is?
there's
Man,
laws
you wouldn't
against
believe it.
There,
It's $200 This guy can take anything.
there's laws against that. In certain
You
states.
know what?
Careful,
I
don't say
think-
things like that.
You know what? I think in my videos that maybe one time Manny might fall down a hill.
It's just don't hurt Manny.
Well, you got to have your
We're
footing.
all pro Manny.
Not my fault.
Well, just we did start getting more stuff up there. That's all we
So
ask.
pretty much Scott's going to abuse Manny because Manny's taller than him.
Oh,
Manny's going to teach mining safety, what
Oh.
not to do.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. At 6'2", yeah, I could show you that really quick.
That's a good idea. Mining with Manny, safety, and what not to do. Yeah, I can see this, Kathleen. That makes sense.
I can.
I
See,
can
look,
too.
we're coming up with all these.
You guys are so bad.
We're
I mean,
we're
seriously, come on.
geniuses, and we're throwing these ideas to you, and you just got to make them happen. You know.
You know what? This is all for the listeners, all for the viewers. So that's cool. You guys pitched in for it. You guys got it. I'm going to play with it, and we'll have some fun.
Well,
I mean, really, you can't deny it.
Now that you put it that way.
Yeah, you put it that way, Scott.
To all my avid listeners, thanks for screwing me.
Thanks.
But we're going to have fun with it. Like I said, Lisa's come on board. She's like, yeah, we could do some stuff with this. Just like, okay.
See? This could be a lot of fun.
I think we need to go because this could go really bad.
I do too. Jaron, thanks for posting that picture of Scott and Manny on the site. All right, so perfect. Thank you, brother. All right, so on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Don't forget, join us Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here. Have a great week. Until then, good night, everybody.
Good night, Gold Diggers.
Good night, Gold Diggers.
Tune in next
Gotta be
Sunday
quicker.
at
Gotta be quicker, Nat.
For another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.
.com.
And